All right, so a buddy of mine, we think alike because we were both liberals before 2020, and then we converted to be conservatives. I don't want to do Democrat or Republican because they got problems on both sides, but we basically realized that we're conservatives, right? And so we were talking. He was all bummed out because we did the 2020 election. Oh, the red wave never happened. This, and that. And I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?" I was like, "The red wave totally happened. A lot of things happened. Nancy Pelosi got booted out from her position in the House, and one of the biggest victories was Sinema, a senator from Arizona, basically came out and said, "I am no longer a Democrat. I am independent. I will not toe the line for these Democrats any longer." That is the swing seat in the Senate. Do you understand that? But because of all this noise, all this clinking and clamoring, I said, man, we got to start counting our wins. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, our wins are these lefties. It is the Democratic Party they control. It's their losses. So let's start counting up the L's for this leftist losing Democratic Party that is dying on the vine. First, let's go back to 2020 when all this BS came. They threw all this corona pandemic on us. Who was the golden child deemed by St. Fauci? It was none other than Andrew Cuomo. And guess what? His brother was the lead anchor for CNN. And they were going online. They were going on television and having jokes with big giant swabs, cotton swabs up their nose. The brother was in the basement. He wasn't. He was pretending he got sick every night. He was just playing it up. But everybody saw through the BS because both of them lost their jobs about a year after Corona happened. And Andrew Cuomo lost his book deal and everything. All right. But it didn't really matter because they brought in that Hochul chick who came in looking like a rat and had a necklace that said Vaxxed on it. Like, really? Really? She's just like another one to toe the line because this is showing us how deep and entrenched they are in our politics and everything. Okay. One down, they cut one tentacle of the cabal and just replace it with another tentacle. And we're seeing it everywhere. And even in Arizona, the 2022 election, he was like, well, we didn't win. The Kari Lake didn't win. And then I was like, but how much was exposed? And it was a win. If you look at it like this, it was something other than Orange Man Bad. They did the same thing they did to Orange Man Bad with the mail-in ballots and all that, right? Except it was Kari Lake, a beloved, well-educated, well-spoken woman who knew how to deal with the media because she'd been in the media for 20-something years. She was great. And why couldn't they allow her in there? Why specifically her? Because Arizona is mostly Hispanic. They can't have no smart, intelligent, conservative viewpoint coming out there. They need you to be up in the club shaking your wop, getting your wop juice all over the place, okay? So they needed that seat. That's why. But other than that, we took the House, kicked out Nancy Pelosi. I got a list of people to kick out, and it starts with Nancy Pelosi. Second one, Fauci. And in my Trump card reading, it said when Trump returns, and he officially said he was going to run, when he returns, information is going to come, and the little blue bird of enlightenment was going to come and lift the veil, and we can see the attack that I'm explaining right now. And I also said in my card readings, I'm going to do these card readings to prove to you that I can predict the future. And not necessarily predict the future, but yes, I could see into the future a little bit. I could see glimpses. I didn't know it was going to be a bluebird. Turns out the universe made it a bluebird of information coming out of Twitter from Elon Musk. And I know a lot of people right now are trying to trash him like Kimmel, but this dude is releasing file after file after file. And Fauci, you're number 2 on the list, and it's coming for you. When the Hodge twins tweeted at Twitter to Elon Musk, said, hey, man, you got files on him communicating with Twitter to tell him to silence certain people, he gave him a trophy. He sent him a trophy, your little emoji of a trophy. So that's coming down the line like it would. I did another card reading, too, that said, when the cat's away, the mice will play. And it basically said that this was going to happen, that they were going to start stabbing themselves in the back. I didn't show the cards because it was kind of like, I felt like they were kind of an evil deck, but this is how evil this is going to get when they start turning on each other. You think Fauci's going to go silently into the night when all this comes out? Hell no. It's going to be the beginning of them stabbing and bleeding out slow. I said we are going to be seeing them bleed out slow. And that's what we're seeing. These drip by drip by drip that Elon Musk is doing. And if you have any questions about Elon Musk, and I see some people about, oh, he wants to link the mind. He's part of the cabal. He's still one of the... Don't worry about linking the mind with some kind of chip. Because I could take these box of cards right here, these, and I can look into anybody I want. And I did with Elon Musk. And it said he's here to help. And it said he was going to be involved in the web, that had the spider web, that he was involved in it. And it said he was probably going to invest money into a new creation. And Twitter is a new creation because he went there and fired about 70 to 80% of everybody. Okay, these are all losses for the left. Okay, even Kari Lake not winning shows you that it doesn't matter about Orange Man bad. They're going to use that tactic against anybody they don't want. Okay, and now it's exposed, and she's going to take it to the Supreme Court, and it's going to go far. She's not backing down. She's a perfect person to do it. Okay, exposure. And then I said Sinema, who is another senator. She has decided to back away from the Democratic Party and go independent. I told my friend that, we should just go independent. I said, but she also said, just because there was a letter by my name doesn't mean I'm just going to automatically vote. Because just like I said, the left controls the Democratic Party and people are breaking away. You know who else? This is a small win for conservative people. Bill Maher, this is how I explain Bill Maher. He can say the most uplifting, the most cross the aisle thing, the most beautiful words come out of his mouth. Then he turns around, pulls his pants down, takes a dump on his desk and a spoon, sits there and eats it, just like two girls in one cup, while smiling in the camera. Because at the end of the day, Bill Maher don't care. All right? That's how I explain him. He will get his check, like Kanye said. At the end of the day, he knows his audience is mostly liberal, but at least he broke through and said he can no longer deal with these crazy leftists. So I'll take that as a small win and a giant L for the lefties. There you go, lefties, living up to your name. Now let's move forward to this Fauci and Elon Musk. In his card reading, I said he's here to help, and the information is coming out, and we're right there. Okay, so moving forward, I think we just kind of sit back and just watch this whole thing develop. Okay, and another thing that's going on with Fauci being exposed is it coincides with Ron DeSantis. Ron, just stay. Don't worry about the 2024. Stay there because he's got his attorney general and he's got the Supreme Court of Florida. And now they're going after these big pharma companies, and he's going after big tech for all the collusion that they've done to cohort people into getting this jab that have been jabbed up, and these jabbed injured people. Keep it up, big Ron DeSantis. Keep it up, baby. Keep it rolling so we can put you in there in 2028 and have a strong backbone like you for two terms. All right? So this thing is moving in a great direction. I did another card reading the other day. The storm, you see, and it said the storm is moving in, but it's moving in on them. You see how it's moving, the exposure? You see how Kari Lake got booted and shooted the way she did in that janky-ass election? And where else was it? The usual suspects. Georgia. Remember the pipe burst in 2020 election in Georgia? Well, the pipe burst again in 2022. Pennsylvania, they put a half-dead zombie Frankenstein-looking dude in the office, just like Joe Biden. I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest loss since 2020 for the Democratic and the lefties was putting Joe Biden in the office. One, you removed your lightning rod, which was Trump. Now you have nothing to focus on. This is why they are going to turn on themselves, because as the information comes out from Twitter and it comes out on Fauci, they got no lightning rod to focus their attack on. So it's just lightning out of a bottle. It's bouncing all over the place, and they're going to start turning on each other. You just watch. I saw this in my card reading. When the cat's away, the mice will play. That's at YouTube at Mikey Romero 8521, or it's at It's at rumble.com at Mikey Romero. Trust me, it's going to happen, just like all my other card readings. And before I did all my card readings, I was talking about how I'm going to predict the future and then pull out arrows from my quiver and start nailing it. And now that's where I'm at right now, walking alongside my card readings and telling you in more description what I've already predicted. Here we are in the future that I predicted from the past using these cards. So you can take your little Neuralink and stuff it up your yinch. I don't need that. I got a box of cards that'll do just the same. That being said, peace out.